Hey, how you doing, everybody? Steve Dangle here, and welcome to watch a Habs game with Steve Dangle. I'm a little cold today. It was a little chilly, so I got a jersey on. It's the Team North America, which it's neutral. It's A-OK. Welcome to the Sportsnet YouTube channel. Click like on this video right away. You don't even know if it's going to be good, but you do, don't you? Got to click subscribe because it's going to be a good show. I'm solo tonight, but I got the energy. Got the blueberries, the bloobs. Never have any bloobs. Watermelon. I'm feeling good. Listen, you all know what it is. Game 5. We return to Vegas. A lot has changed. Robin Lehner pitches a gem in Game 4 to get the win, the overtime win for the Vegas Golden Knights. So naturally, he's not starting tonight, and it's going to be Marc-Andre Fleury for the Vegas Golden Knights. Luke Richardson still behind the bench for the Montreal Canadiens instead of Dominic Ducharme. Now, this is obviously not a knock against Luke Richardson, but this is now going to be his third game as head coach of the Montreal Canadiens, unofficially filling in, but he's on the road. Doesn't have last change. This is where it gets difficult. As for final lineup changes and everything, I'm afraid to even look at Twitter because I know both these teams are liars. We already know that right from the hop. Jeff Petrie is not playing. Jeff Petrie is absolutely playing. And that was game 2. That was our first stream here. So we will see who they ice. Chandler Stevenson was another name to look out for. But hey, who do you think is going to win? It's a question you got to ask yourself if you're going to visit Sports Interaction, which you definitely should. Sports Interaction, almost said intervention. Not quite. Sports Interaction, providing competitive odds on all sports. Sports Interaction is Canada's odds maker. 19 plus. Play responsibly, everybody, obviously. Here it is. Over or under? Over is actually favored here. Over 5 goals. Now, I've done well with these Sports Interaction bets. I've done well. However, I called the under for last night's Tampa Islanders game. Not quite. So everyone, it's obviously over is favored here. They're expecting, we keep expecting a high-flying game out of this series. And it just hasn't been heading in that direction. So for me, I think under is more likely. I'm going to go with under, but I will say this. They're due. Are they not? To have a banger. So that's what I got on Sports Interaction. Visit them and use my picks to do the opposite. I think you might have better luck that way. We got lots of questions, chat. You're going to be a much bigger part of the show this time. Not that you're not always a big part of the show, of course. But I have no co-hosts. So you are my co-host. I have no guests, so you are my guests. Some Shaved Sheep. That is the username we're going to start with. That's where we're starting there. All right. Steve, I was just a baby the last time the Habs won the cup. Will I ever see them win it again? Yeah. Because I saw someone talk about, and I hate to make it about them, but the mathematical odds. The Toronto Maple Leafs, if you were to go back to 1967, but you knew everything that was going to happen in terms of the league was going to expand, it was going to go to 31 teams, The mathematical odds of the Leafs never even making it to the Stanley Cup final it's like less than 1%. That they didn't even like fluke into it once or something like that. The Montreal Canadiens. It's especially when it comes to Canadian teams, have had as good a luck as good a luck as any. Winning a bunch of series, a few Final Four appearances. They got Carey Price. And I know they got some pretty old parts in this team, but they also got some really young ones. So there is reason to believe they're going to get better. Nick Suzuki, year better. Cole Caulfield will still be a rookie next year. There's your Calder front runner, probably. Young guys like Norlinder, Caden Primo, Romanov, who can barely get in the lineup for some reason. Kotkaniemi has more to give, would you not say? Yeah. I think the Habs will win it in your lifetime. Get out of here. Ducey. Or is it Dosey? Dosey-Do? Which team will start hotter? They've been alternating. I think I said this at the end of last game. The better team has lost each of the last two games. Vegas was, I thought, in game 3, clearly better. I don't know how you could argue. The shots were something like, I think it was 39-17 when Fleury gave it away and Josh Anderson buried it. Vegas loses. Last game, I thought Montreal looked like the better team from start to almost finish. Vegas started to turn it on. They get a goal, the type of goal that I don't think they can count on, by the way. You never want to say, oh, Carey Price, soft goal. And I'm not going to say Carey Price, soft goal, because I don't want to have to go into witness protection. But it did squeak through him. Under the arm, just, and you just don't see him allow those. You just don't. If it's at him, if the puck is shot at Carey Price, he's stopping it. He's stopping it. So I think Vegas starts hotter just because they seem to be taking turns, which is very Canadian. It's very polite. We got puck drop in just a few minutes. Click like, click subscribe before the gameplay starts. Del Tago, are the refs, here it is. Are the refs going to overcompensate tonight because of all the criticism? So there's a few ways to look at this, right? So we had the same officiating crew for the first 4 games between Montreal and Vegas. Very stingy on the calls. I don't think it's a Vegas is dirty thing. I think it's they're just not calling anything thing. Vegas fans got a little defensive after game 3 and after game 4. Our team's not dirty, et cetera, and rightly pointing out something like Joel Edmondson's hit from behind in the first period. Well, why wasn't this called? Well, I think you're inadvertently making the point. The officiating's been terrible. It's not that it's biased one way or the other. It's just been terrible. McNabb punching Suzuki, etc. And it makes the things that they are calling all that more preposterous. But now we got a different crew. Eric Furlat, one of them. Is it Sutherland? The other one? Doesn't matter. It's not Chris Lee. Overcompensate? I don't think so. I think it's going to feel that way because I do think they're going to call more. But I think if you're tonight's officiating crew, you're not out there to prove a point. You're not out there to appease the public. You're there to call a hockey game. And those experienced individuals are going to look at tonight's game and say, we've called a hockey game before, folks. And they're going to call it the way they see it. So overcompensate, no. I do think next year's going to be bad. Oh, so it's Kelly Sutherland, I was right, and Eric Furlat get the call for Go Habs Go alongside linesman Johnny Murray and David Brisebois. What? No. That's from Scouting the Refs on Twitter. They're a vital follow. A fun site to visit. Did Steve watch Scotland today? Thoughts? No. I did see the score, and I decided to not text any of my in-laws, who were very upset. They were singing a very somber rendition, "You Take the High Road," and yeah, anyway. Gregory, thoughts on Fleury getting the start? It's Vegas planting their flag in the sand, for sure. Vegas is saying, nope, Fleury's our guy, and it makes sense. Here we go, puck drop. It makes sense because it's not even like Fleury was bad. He just made one brutal mistake. And then in overtime, I thought the team let him down. It's not that he was bad. I don't know what starting Leonard was about, but he was absolutely fantastic. And if Fleury falters in this one, Vegas will have no problem going to Leonard. But I don't think you ride that pony all year because it's not like they were a tandem. Leonard was out with injury a lot. Fleury's this team's starter. And I think for him to lose it off of not even a bad game, but one bad mistake, I think is kind of wrong. So, Fleury tonight? Sure. Why not? Now, Montreal takes a 3-2 series lead tonight. Who do you start game 6 and possibly game 7? Wow. Isn't that interesting? Oh, we do have Chandler Stevenson, who immediately goes offside. But that's a huge get for Vegas to get back in the lineup.
The one thing they've been able to do is frustrate offensively and try to take advantage of little incidents like this. Turnover.
Be interesting to see how this line reacts. This line, really expected more out of them. I know they're missing their center. Pacioretty does, I think he got an apple, or at very least he put the puck on for the overtime winner, overtime winner in game 4. But Stone, God, I just expect so much more of the guy. Marchessault, be careful with that stick there, bud. Speaking of overcompensating, like he never had to answer for that high stick. Like sometimes, you know, you have a call, an egregious missed call. Oh! Vegas looks hot to start, don't they? Sometimes you have an egregious missed call. The officials will kind of tuck it in their pocket and remember it for later. Yeah, nothing for him. Kolasar's another guy I want to see more out of. Just Vegas's forwards have not been good. Oh. What happened there? We got our first penalty of the game? No. I'm not going to lie, I didn't see it. Not on Byron. Big block from Weber. Oh, it hit the mesh.
And we saw in Montreal that could have gone on 3 or 4 times.
Oh, he does. He gets the cross check.
That sets the standard that there won't be.
You might be onto something with the overcompensating.
So the Golden Knights over 11 in the series. The Canadians have
Leland, final score prediction. I did take the under. Whoa! I'm going to say 3-1. For who? I'm not going to tell you. But I will say it's going to be 3-1. All right? Now, Montreal, I mean, the call's increasing. I don't think really does anything for Vegas because Montreal's penalty kill has been so unbelievable. There's a good keep from Stone. Patches might want to go get a stick. Can he hold the line? He's not there. He's going to get the stick. Oh, Vegas is scrambling. They're all over the place. You don't want to play this game with Montreal. Not a chance.
Alex Pietrangelo leads them out.
Ikutaku asks, why don't they just call the rules the same all year, Steve? So there is a different rule book for the playoffs in the regular season. I don't think I'm breaking any news there. But I feel like that's relatively the same for a lot of sports. The playoffs are harder. They're tougher. The bigger, more physical teams tend to do better. Other sports are a little different. Hockey's obviously contact. But when the postseason arrives in most sports, you get away with more. The problem is, last few years with hockey, specifically the National Hockey League, is you get away with murder. And it's not even call the rule book. Like, call the rule book is easier said than done. There was one that I put in the Dangance video today. It was Victor Hedman got a last-minute tripping call on Cal Clutterbuck in, I think that was Game 4 against the Islanders. And by playoff standards, it's a soft call. But by the rule book, maybe it's a call. But it's not about the rule book. They're missing slam dunks, easy stuff. McNabb, just a straight left hook, or straight left jab to Nick Suzuki's face. That's a slam dunk. Marchessault, double minor, high sticking Cordy Perry, slam dunk. This could be something for Montreal here. McNabb doing a good job keeping Montreal to the outside. Also, like, I just talked through that power play. Like, Montreal's penalty kill is so good. Oh, God. You know, Fleury's numbers are good. Like, we talked about, like, the Hall of Fame conversation with him at some point down the line. But you heard it in my voice there. Like, I don't know how you get comfortable with Fleury in net. He's... Price, easy. Guy doesn't move. Stow it. Oh, Armia! Oh, that's his office right there. Uh-oh. Official got in the way there. Oh, this goes in. That's going to be interesting. Mark Stone with the breakout, and he gets it. Vegas in the middle of a line change. They had a lot of guys on the ice there. Montreal's giving it back now.
Not able to get on their first shift. Gets in the offensive zone, gets the puck down at the other end, a little momentum swing.
Charles, another OT game? I hope so. So the rule is when the game goes to overtime, I get to have a beer. That's the rule. I made it. But I like it. It's my favorite rule.
Anderson ahead, but now it's Kotkaniemi through center, over the line, and he'll wrap it around towards Byron on this near side.
Habs really bringing the physicality right now.
And now Kotkaniemi fans
Whoops.
on a pass and has to go back to get it. Kotkaniemi will swing it deep and head to the bench on a change. Now up ahead for Riley Smith.
Holy smokes, already 20,000 people watching. Whoa!
That shot by Marchessault off a stick and out.
Pass Carey Price, my friend. Not. Jonathan Marchessault trying to draw first blood.
17 gone.
Again. Already 20,000 people watching. Well, now that you're here, why don't you click like, click subscribe, and tell all your friends. It's the perfect opportunity to do it. It's commercial break. What are you waiting for? I'll be here while you do that. I actually choked. It's all good. Just like a packed arena's worth of people watching me choke on a piece of watermelon. It's all good. All right. This is my job. What? Chandler, is Tampa the favorite to win the cup after last night? Well, let me collect myself, Chandler. It's a good question. You know, Ron McLean never does this. Merrick never does this. Amber, etc. Whoa. Okay. What was your question, Chandler? Oh, yeah. I mean, Tampa still has a game to win in order to make it to the Stanley Cup final. But you got to think I'm in trouble. You got to think the odds have changed a bit. I'm just going to, how about we don't have any fruit for a while there, Steve. You got to think the odds changed a bit after that. I was asking producer Steph and producer Drew before the game began, what is the largest margin of victory in a Final Four matchup? God, Price is cool as a cucumber. I can't believe that's in his glove. I thought for sure he deflected that into the stands, how casual he was. Jeez, this guy. Anyway, you got to think an 8-goal win is the biggest in the fourth round in, I don't know, a quarter century? I'm trying to think of a worse one. Like even that, what was that, game 1, Vegas, Colorado? It was like 8-1 or something, and it wasn't the Final Four, for crying out loud. I don't know how you get comfortable with Fleury, man. That guy loves to play the puck. And I'm sorry, but the guys who are the best, quote unquote, the best at playing the puck, seem to make the most mistakes. I don't remember which broadcast crew it was, but during Game 3, they were talking about, whoever it was, they were talking about, oh, Fleury, just the way he plays the puck, he's so good. He allows Vegas' defense to advance and blah, 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 and the puck was in their net less than 10 seconds later. Whoa, funny bounce. Whoa, haven't seen one of those in quite some time. Fortuitous for Vegas. They still got it. Oh. Oh. Until the Habs get it out, which they're about to. Oh, that bounce was problematic. Almost said costly, not costly. Montreal credited with 0 shots on goal so far. And I'll definitely concede that Vegas looks like the better team right now. But it's one of those things where whoever's getting outshot, they still have their chances. Like there was that Armia scare in front of the net. Montreal's not getting dummied right now. I will say this, the under's looking pretty good, eh? There's 4 shots through 8.5 minutes. Combined. Dead inside. So, oh, never mind. Josh Anderson, breakaway. Oh, easy tap in. Who's that? Kotkaniemi. Second shot of the game. And it changes like that. Oh, the under's looking good. Shut up, Dangle. And again, Fleury all over the place. That's not where the net is, Marc-Andre. Josh Anderson on a breakaway. Big stop, but he's completely out of the net. I mean, hard to hang that one on the goalie when he makes the initial stop, and it's your fault they got in that position in the first place, but you're best served in your net, sir. Jesperi Kotkaniemi. What did I tell you? He's got more to give. And Montreal leads 1-0. Now, they did last game as well. But you'd rather be up 1-0 than down. Here's Chandler Stevenson. It's the second time the officials have gotten in the way. It's one team apiece. I love that clip with Tyler Seguin. I don't remember if he was still with the Bruins, but he's trying to dig the puck out of the corner. He's skating it one way, skating the other. And you can hear him go, there you are. He turns around and the official's still there. There you are again. And like him and the official are like bickering back and forth.
Stahl made it, and it was 1-0 for Vegas Golden Knights. Instead, that outlet pass creates this chance.
I don't know. Like, I know you're not supposed to blame the goalie in that situation, but like he's not in the net, man. Isn't that where you're supposed to be?
Continue to be Montreal's strength.
And a 200-foot goal. All 5 Canadians had a touch on the puck before.
Habs win. Nice defensive zone draw there. Philippe Deneau almost a giveaway. And we'll get another icing here. Lucas, why has Max Pacioretty been invisible this series? Did you see overtime last game? He's got more to give, but I would say every Vegas forward. In fact, he's been a disappointing Vegas forward for sure. But I think he's actually getting chances. Some of these guys aren't even getting chances. He hit the post. I don't think he's been invisible.
Bounces it down the ice and starts a Montreal change.
Chris, how are people actually suggesting Fleury isn't a Hall of Famer? So we discussed this last show. Cups and hardware matter big time. I mean, his win numbers, you hit a certain amount of wins, you're getting in the Hall. Well, this could be something for Montreal here. Partial 2-on-1. William Karlsson, nice back check there. Oh, this could still be something. Hardware matters. And you're going to say, well, Fleury's got 3 cups. Yeah, he was the starter for one of them. And I'm sorry, that matters. 4 trips to the cup final. No, 5. Sorry. Because there was that one the Penguins lost to Detroit, and then they won the next year. But him and Rask have these weird careers, these weird resumes where they've been to all these cup finals, but they were riding pine for some of them. They lost some of them. Here comes Montreal again. They're putting together a nice few minutes here. At this point, I'm not sure there's much of an argument against Fleury being, oh boy, Montreal, wow! Oh, Eric Stahl, you got to bury that, buddy. Didn't see how good or bad of a pass it was. Or from this angle, I should say, but Eric Stahl very close to putting Montreal up 2, and he's offside. Thane, that goal is on hold, not staying with Kotkaniemi. I mean, yeah. Yes. But, like, goalies, what do goaltenders do? They tend the goal! Like I said, I'm not going to completely rag on him. He made the original save. Darth Nutella. That is a name. I like it. You're choking because you're a Leafs fan and it's the playoffs. Oh, ha, 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 ha. If you're just joining in, I choked on a piece of watermelon for like a solid 3 minutes. Dead Inside. Oh, yeah, I think I was getting to your question before. I think it was right before the goal. If your son becomes a Sens fan, will you be upset? Here's my son. It is his first birthday. Happy birthday, Leo. What a guy. What a little guy. Sens, that's going to be tough for me. I'll just say that straight up. Now, one thing I do like. So my father-in-law, he's a huge Liverpool supporter in the EPL. My brother-in-law is a huge Chelsea supporter. And my other brother-in-law is Arsenal, but he's not quite as hardcore as them. And I love the headbutting and bickering back and forth between those two. Liverpool wins, he's giving him stick. Chelsea wins, he's giving him stick. I kind of think that's fun. So if Leo were to grow up to be a fan of another team, I kind of think it'd be amazing. And considering I'm like a big Leafs guy, I mean, he'd have a leg up on me basically every time. Yeah, Dad, will you cheer for the Leafs, idiots? Fair point, son. Like, what? I wouldn't even... What would I even have to say to that? Oh, I just got a text from a buddy. He goes, I was going to rollerblade. He just got Mars blades. He's very excited about it. I was going to skate to your place with a couple beers in my backpack until I realized the game was on. Oh! You guys are costing me beer! Is it far? I don't think you put much thought into that. There's like hills and stuff. The Habs are stretching this game out. Fleury, buddy! I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see how this game goes. But folks, Rob and Leonard, how do you like me now? Vegas' defense is oddly porous, though, I gotta say. Even though Montreal's just got the 2 shots. Stahl was dangerous. I think that was Anderson was dangerous again. Armia had a chance. Oh my God, and here they come again. The chances are at least even. They might even favor Montreal, in my eyes. And keep in mind, Vegas had a power play too. Because of course they did, am I right, folks? Good breakout for Montreal. Boy, they're really not giving up anything, eh? They tightened up after that first 5 minutes. Really tightened up. Cassandra. As a Vegas fan, I do not like how good Price looks. Am I the only one getting Wah vibes? Oh, like he looks good in net. I was like, he's a handsome dude. Yeah, man, like, I don't remember who I was talking to about it, but like, Price was very ordinary in the regular season. Ordinary numbers, looked ordinary, looked beatable, etc. And all the stats models were like, oh yeah, Leafs are going to steamroll them. A few of them were like, oh yeah, Jets are going to beat them. And then Vegas. But a lot of the numbers are based off regular season results. And he's just not the same player. He's not. He finds another gear. If you go and look through his career, there's quite a few seasons where, whoa! Did anyone else see the ref put his arm up and then put it back down? Was I seeing things? Maybe I saw something. Anyway, if you go and look at his career, go look at each individual season and then go look at the playoffs for that season. It's usually better. Most players' stats do not improve in the playoffs. And that's, the get in your easy Leafs joke. But it's because the playoffs are better. They're harder. You're playing against better players, better teams, more consistently. There's no bottom feeders in the playoffs. You're never playing the last place team in your division or in the league. So generally, your stats are probably going to suffer in the playoffs. Carey Price is always there, man. Always there. Oh, Vegas! Oh, Tuck! Couldn't tuck that one. Or was that Stone? I thought it was Tuck. It was a right-handed shot. Stevenson loves going offside. Reached around, couldn't keep control. You see his frustration. He'll get better as the game goes on, you got to think. Oh, it was Stone. Oh! He wasn't able to control it enough. Price keeps itself anchored, and it's still. He's doing that looking towards the sky thing. Getting in his head a little bit. Interesting. Very interesting. Jamie, as a goalie, so this is getting back to Fleury. As a goalie, if you stop the breakaway, the rebound needs to be cleared by the back checkers. Where were they? You're 100% right. Is it okay? Is it fair to say you're absolutely right? But where was Fleury going? I guess in the moment you just stop the puck. However, you have to stop the puck. By the way, this is not food or fruit or anything. That is, I smushed my thumb in the hinge of a door last week because I was holding onto the door frame with this hand, closing the door with the other hand, and trying to prevent my son from drinking out of the toilet with my, or he couldn't have reached in. He was trying to reach his hands into the toilet though. So I was trying to fend him off with my foot, and I smushed my finger, and I tried to do the pin trick to relieve the pressure because there was a lot. If you don't know what the pin trick is, I'm not saying it here. You can look that up on your own time, but rest assured it sucks. It works, but it sucks. And also it's dangerous, and it sucks. But it works, but it sucks, but it's dangerous. Dom, is this watch a game with Steve series making you like the Habs more? It's certainly making me respect them more. I'm not gonna lie. All season long, I was defending the North Division. All the stories about how the North Division stinks, I thought were overblown. And then I just saw the Habs, after they went down 3-1 to Toronto, I just saw them maul the Canadian division. Maul them. And then they swept a team that swept a team. And it was Edmonton. And I was like, you know what? This division might stink. And now I'm watching them up 1-0 against Vegas in Game 5 with the series tied 2-2. And I'm like, maybe it doesn't stink after all. Maybe it's the National Hockey League and there is no such thing as a bad division. Oh, this could be something. Pietrangelo is probably going to shoot it more often than not. Loves it. Not afraid, eh? Rick, Steve, where does Vegas rank on your list of cities you want to watch an NHL game in? Ooh. Right at the logo. Cheating answer. It's not just about the NHL for me. Like, I want to watch a hockey game in Sweden. I went to a practice in Aberdeen, Scotland, because my father-in-law picked up a paper and I found hockey in it. And I went to the local hockey teams. It's like Tier 3 Britain. I watched the local hockey teams practice and I interviewed a couple guys, including Ross the Boss McIntosh, who actually has a mixed martial arts bout to his name. I believe he won. And when I interviewed him, he had this huge black eye. It was just such a good hockey photo. Really proud of it. But sorry, I've been to Vegas, but it was for the NHL awards. Obviously not the same. I gotta see Vegas. Everyone I've heard from who's been loves it. I've been to Montreal, so that's like, they're disqualified from the list. I've been to Buffalo, obviously Toronto, Edmonton. The atmosphere wasn't great, but it's because the Oilers sucked. They lost 4-0, so I won't judge them too harsh. I've been to a Cup final game in Pittsburgh. I've been to a Cup final game in Nashville. You know what? I saw the gold medal game at Rogers Arena in Vancouver, and I was there for the draft. I've been there at least twice, and I've never seen an NHL game there. So I'm going to throw Vancouver in there. I also just love the city, so I need any excuse to go there. Montreal is trying to pick Vegas off at the point, and they've gotten really close a few times. And that's a very good let there by, who's that, Martinez? Yeah, if he went for that puck battle there, he was going to lose, and the Habs were going to get a 2 or 3 on 1. 2-minute warning for the first period. I will be taking a break at first intermission. And I promise I will not choke on fruit again. Don't make promises you can't keep. I will try. Here comes Philippe Deneau. No goals in these playoffs. Looking for his first. Man, he does one thing and he does it well. He is a professional shadow, basically. Who's Gallagher going at? Is that Petro? I love Gallagher, man. Who doesn't love Gallagher?
You talked about the D. Here's Theodore again going to the net, but look at him look away. He's looking ahead of himself. That was a shot pass made for him.
Oh, just wide there. I didn't realize how dangerous that was.
Look at the differential between
defense. Oh my God. How do you get 7 goals from your defense? And the series is 2-2. Vegas's forwards have gotta show up. Gotta show up. Like, am I just a negative person to look at that stat that's supposed to be a good thing? And I go, see, this is why Vegas's forwards suck. Which they don't. But Petro. I know you got away with it, but good Lord. This is a low shot period, 10 combined. I don't know if I would call it low event. Would you? Montreal's been sniffing. Vegas has been sniffing. Oh! Uh-oh. Who's that down?
Johnny Murray down. And he's going to need some attention.
Oh, no. One of the officials is down, and oh! Did he get a puck or a stick in the ear?
That hit him as he turned his head.
Oh, no. Oh, it's looking like puck. And
you got a little bit of on those helmets around the ear hole, but that's one of the most painful areas to hit as well.
That's one of those. It's like I was saying how I smushed my thumb and the pain just got worse and worse and worse. Didn't really go away for a few minutes. That. I hope he didn't get his bell rung too. You hope it's, not to quote Monty Python, but you hope it's just a flesh wound. That's,
Backup linesman working on the ear, and they tell me that's
you know,
painful as
I'm amazed that doesn't happen more often, man.
It really is, and it can. Obviously, you don't want to damage anything around there.
Because they're always in the middle of the action. They're really not wearing much. I guess he didn't have the ear guard on. Oh.
Well, the one thing, if you're the Montreal Canadiens worried about
32,000 people watching, click like and subscribe while we get a little break here. Oh, here's that. Oh, I thought they were going to show that little move by Pietrangelo in front of his own net. It was wild. Wild. I can't believe it. This is what I'm saying, though, folks, about the... It's a low shot period, but it's not low event. You saw all those. Big ovation for the Stripes, which I'm sure is going to get some Habs fans raising their eyebrows. Of course they're applauding the officials here in Vegas after Game 4. I'm kidding. I'm glad he's okay. That's scary, man.
Make a couple of points to the coaching staff of the team.
Camera just pans and there's an official down. I didn't see what happened.
Trying to get through it.
Because you're not looking for it.
This one-goal lead.
This is a line for Vegas that has to get on the board, get something.
You're following the puck. You're trying to see how the play's shaping up. Oh, Fleury! This guy.
Fleury has to scramble back into the net after getting involved in that scrum behind.
They gotta. Pete DeBoer's got to put a bungee cord on him. Forget the sword, Pete. No sword. A bungee cord. You got to put a bungee cord on him, and he's not allowed to leave the net. This guy, he's playing with Vegas' season. Oh my God.
Toffoli
I-
looks skyward.
I'm stunned.
Pass. I don't think Toffoli
Again,
believed he didn't get
I,
that
I'll,
tip
I'll
where he
ask what I
wanted
asked
it.
earlier. The way Fleury
Did a good job
plays,
in front,
and maybe this is just because I don't watch him like
Back it came for an
4
opportunity
times a
for
week,
Toffoli.
like I do some other goalies. I don't know how you get comfortable with this guy in your net. And I know his numbers are fantastic. His career's fantastic. He's the Tasmanian Devil. He's the anti-Price.
One goal lead, courtesy of Jesperi Kotkaniemi.
Price,
You looked at the
Price is a
forecheck,
cookie
it
cutter.
was Caulfield that chased down an icing, forcing Fleury to
Oh
try to
man,
make a play.
that's just
That
you don't
created
need
a
to do
little
that. You just didn't need to do that, man.
chances at the net, and here's Suzuki from a
And then
backhand.
this. Oh my gosh, that puck floats a few inches in front of him. That's a tap in. If he doesn't kick it himself by accident, that's a tap in. Goodness gracious, after a really good first 5 minutes.
Ron McLean, David Amber, and the crew coming up.
Really good first 5 minutes for Vegas. I thought the final 15 belonged to the Habs. Again, not a ton of shots from either team. But holy cow, there was quite a bit of action. The officials getting in on it too. Glad he's okay. Hey, this is Watch a Habs Game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Please click like. Please click subscribe. We're going to go for a quick break right now, but when I come back, I'll be getting to all your questions, or some of them. Welcome back to the Sportsnet YouTube channel. This is Watch a Habs Game with Steve Dangle. I happen to be Steve Dangle. Habs up 1-0 after 1 in Vegas against the Vegas Golden Knights in this Game 5 that is tied 2-2. The series is tied at 2-2. Game is 1-0. I could not have worded that worse. We're going to see if I improve. I did get a text during the break, though, that I think you may find interesting. This is from an unnamed, anonymous source. And they are an insider. They would know. They said, I would have told you to bet Habs tonight. Interesting. And now they're up 1-0. By the way, forget what you would have done. What did you do? You would have done. It's first intermission, man. You couldn't have told me that before the game? Listen, Sports Interaction. Here's a very interesting way that you can get some money here. By the way, Sports Interaction, providing competitive odds on all sports. Sports Interaction is Canada's odds maker. Remember to play responsibly, and also you got to be 19 and up. Are we going to have an odd amount of goals or even? This is a strange bet, but we've had it before, and I believe we got it right. I don't remember, but I'm going to tell you that we got it right. Don't go check. The odds are heavily favoring an odd amount of goals. Now, when you think about it, it's odd right now. Vegas could tie it. Then Montreal could win it, or Vegas could win it. There's an odd amount of goals with 3. When you think about it, it makes sense that odd is favored. But it's so heavy at negative 333. I don't know. Pick even. Why not? Why not? It's going to be 4-0 Habs. Watch. And you're going to be thanking me after you go to Sports Interaction and get that right. Because I said so. Let's get to your questions here, Mr. and Mrs. Chat. That's your name. It is now. Don't argue with me. I'm in a screen. Robert Malloy. Fleury has decided he does not want to be a goalie anymore. He's the extra attacker. Like, when Vegas is down a goal with like a minute and a half left, does he just kind of stay out there? Bliss Life. Vegas almost lost one of their best players there. Ref hit in the air. That's mean. That's so mean. How dare you? Oh, Mega Snowboard. Steve, you need to go out to Long Island for a game. You're 100% right. Absolutely right. It's a Metallica concert. Every time. Saf. Who does Toronto lose in the expansion draft? It's interesting because all the experts have been saying Seattle wants to take on as little cap hit as possible, which makes Alexander Kerfoot not make any sense because he has a $3.5 million cap hit. Here's where he's enticing. He's good. He can play center or the wing, can play both special teams. He had a good playoff on a team that didn't. And he's on a $14 million deal, and 8 of it's already paid. So even though the cap hit is a little high, it's not as high in money. So he's enticing, but other targets could be Travis Dermott, possibly Justin Hall, depending on what Toronto does. And off the board pick, Joey Anderson. He's got 2 years left on his deal. He has a bunch of NHL experience, and he's just chilling down there in the minors. If Vegas doesn't take him, he could be on the Leafs next year. Next year, because they're not playing right now. The Habs are. You got any Habs questions for me? Rising asks, should Vegas put Leonard in net to start the second? Oh, man. Politically, you can't do that, if you know what I mean. I don't know how big Fleury's ego is, despite all that stuff with his agent. But, like, you're trying to go by feel, right? And like we discussed, the first goal is a defensive breakdown from the Vegas Golden Knights first and foremost. He only allowed the one goal. But if we're talking about a goaltender looking comfortable out there, we're not talking about Marc-Andre Fleury. That dude is moving. And not confidently. He's, man. He's got too drunk at a wedding to work up the courage to dance, and now I have too much courage to dance. Like that's what I would describe his goaltending style tonight. Steve, is this based on something you've done? Maybe. Like you haven't. Louis or Lewis, how many hockey puns did people use on you with your last name being Dangle in high school? Not many. Where's my book? Do I have my book? I don't have my book on me right now. Dangle is not my real last name. My real last name is Glynn. My dad will be very happy that I told you that. You know, your son does this job and he gets on TV and he does YouTube and that's super cool. And he uses another name. And up until the birth of my son, it was on me to carry on the name. It's true. It's a lot of pressure. And then it's Dangle. Dangle is actually not even hockey related. It's from a really stupid, like, high school newspaper joke. It was literally just we had to give ourselves a nickname. And my friend brought in a book that had a list of names that were funny. And I saw Floyd Dangle and thought it was very funny. And then when I had to make my YouTube channel, I was like, well, I don't want to use my real name. So I put Steve Dangle. And I was like, oh, that works for hockey and everything. Okay. And now it's just my name. And I got like everything that I own has Dangle on the back. I did. Someone walked up to me at Real Sports in Toronto and they were like, do you know the Dangles in Florida? They actually knew a Dangle family. There are people walking this earth with the last name Dangle, and they're my heroes. And parents. Mike, Yager in his prime or Ovechkin? Pick one. Oh, baby! Wow! Ovi. I know that's wild, but they both play the wing. One is the greatest goal scorer of all time, arguably. He's top 3. Yager had a spectacular career. There was a very long stretch of NHL history where the scoring race went to one of 3 men, and it was Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, or Jaromir Jagr. He was dominant, truly dominant. But Ovechkin was doing what he was doing. And I'm talking about younger Ovechkin. He was doing what he was doing in an era where scoring was decreasing almost every year. Whereas Jagr got a big chunk of the dead puck era. I mean, he played forever. So he was going to get a chunk of that. But I would say his prime was probably when scoring was still pretty high. And Ovechkin was always the guy. Who was his Mario Lemieux? You know what I mean? Nicholas Backstrom is great and one of the more underrated players of his generation. But he ain't Mario Lemieux. I'm going to give it to Ovi. That's a good question. What do you think, chat? Ludovic Bagman? Harry Potter? Who was the better team in the first? Oh, Montreal. Easy. Very easy. Are you kidding? Vegas, I thought, owned the first 5 minutes, and I was like, whoa, look at these guys. And then Montreal really spread the ice out. And boy, Vegas's forwards are... Mark Stone did have the one chance. I don't want to use the word useless, but like, They're really, really not pulling their weight. Really not at all. And, you know, oh, Vegas has this big bruising defense. So do the Habs. Vegas's are better at moving the puck. But Montreal has an easier time moving the puck because their forwards actually do stuff. Whereas Vegas's lines 1 through 4 really doesn't matter. They're not generating a thing. Vegas obviously needs to tie this game that they're losing. But I think it would mean more to get one from a forward because, boy, they've been abysmal. Empire Universe. I assume puck drop's coming in just a handful of minutes, but we're still going through your questions. Empire Universe. Are the Habs this good, or has a lot of this been luck? Listen. That was a legitimate question a month ago. I don't know if you can be this lucky for a month. No. They belong here. They 100% belong here. I mean, some things have been, oh my God, this guy. We're 10 seconds in, Marc-Andre. Oh my God. Their forwards really can't generate a thing. He doesn't know where the puck is. He's worrying about the guy in front and making contact. He's not following the puck. Vegas is in shambles right now. And they're about to score. Watch. Terrible pass. I don't remember where I was going. Oh. Like, yeah, some fortunate things have happened. The John Tavares injury was unfortunate. No one asked for that. But it's extremely advantageous for Montreal. And they didn't have to deal with Jake Muzzin in Game 7 either. Or at the end of Game 6. Of course you don't want to lose Jake Evans the way you lost him. And, you know, you don't have to deal with Mark Scheifele. But if you were told that's how you accomplish that goal, the Habs would not go for it. And then early in this series, Vegas is without Chandler Stevenson. So they've had some things go their way, I'll say. But to call this luck, nah, not a chance. Like, how many cup winners have the odds stacked against them the entire way? You know what I mean? Like, let's say the Habs come away and they win the cup. And people try to put an asterisk on it for all the reasons I just mentioned. Well, then you're going to have to go back and just take away... Woof, buddy. Came out the worst there. Then you're going to have to go back and take away so many Stanley Cups. Are we going to take away Boston's 2011 Cup because Vancouver had to use 13 defensemen on that run? And the next year, LA wins the Cup by using 6, I believe. One of LA's Cup runs, they only used 6. I think it was 2012. Those poor Canucks, man. They were eliminated by the Cup winners back-to-back years. That's hard to do. Vegas put together a bit of a shift there after a pretty scrambly start there. By the way, click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. Gosh darn it. Connor, how do you feel about Vegas being exempt from the expansion draft? Man, it's hard to get mad at them because, like, they agreed to this when we all thought Vegas was going to suck. So, listen, Vegas's success is the league's fault and Vegas's credit. But, you know, you can't then change the rules. You can't be like, all right, we didn't account on you being good, so I know we said you weren't going to lose anybody, but, well, now you have to lose someone.
and slowing down the
Good for
start
them.
of the second period.
3 Final Four appearances
As long as they can
in their
keep
4
the
seasons.
defensive zone. Yeah, it worked in the first as well.
And in a summer where everyone's going to lose a player to Seattle,
Makes the adjustments, wins
they're
the
not.
shot, gets the change.
Good for them. With a flat cap, though, I think some teams are excited to lose a player, though.
Ben Sherratt
Or at
shoots
least
one.
not heartbroken about it.
Behind the net. Pietrangelo
Ooh.
lined up, and Pietrangelo with the shot at the whistle, but a
What's he got his hands up for?
penalty coming up.
Did the whistle go early? Remember, I can't hear the broadcast. I just thought I'd point that out
A
again.
bit of a delayed reaction. Kelly Sutherland looking to see.
Oh, Kotkaniemi saying he got, he got a high stick.
What happened, Pietrangelo? Oh, it was the
Oh, he got him on the follow through. It's a penalty.
And the arm did go up right away, but typically the
And
puck
it should
was
be
there
4,
to
except
fall. That's why Pietrangelo was
it's
arguing
for blood,
through that one.
but sometimes there's blood and they don't call it.
After making the pass.
I'm not sure what the debate is.
So they have to review it now because they called it a double.
I saw
line.
some discussion
It might actually save
about
Vegas a little bit
Marchessault,
had it not just been a 2-minute
and someone's like, "Oh, you're accusing him of being dirty for the high stick on Corey Perry?" No, it's got nothing to do with being dirty.
Don Van
Accidents
Riemsdyk is
happen.
the
I thought that was an
supervisor.
accident.
Hits it
You
up
still get
top.
penalized for accidents, though.
T-Mobile.
It doesn't have to be
Pietrangelo
dirty.
jumping in, trying to dump it in, and it's clearly the end of.
I mean, he rides up Kotkaniemi's stick and he cuts his face.
Didn't even respond to it. But Kotkaniemi got it right on the lip.
This is going to be 4, I think.
Here's the call.
After video review, it's determined that the stick was a follow-through on a shot. Therefore, there is no high sticking penalty.
Well, that's a huge break, and you called it. And again, if Kotkaniemi's not bleeding, it's.
So I was trying to lip read there. Are they saying it's the follow through?
Kotkaniemi, he went right away saying should be 4, and you're right, it worked against him. If it had just been
Boy,
2,
this
there's
is,
no review and no chance for
should that matter?
It's a bit of a break for the Vegas Golden Knights.
So the face-off will come back into the Canadian zone after that.
I mean, he looks okay.
Kotkaniemi with the Golden Knights.
Got a little bit of blood.
Shares the team lead in playoff goals with Tyler Toffoli and Yoel Armia.
So yeah, they said therefore because it was a follow through, no penalty. So I guess that's the rule.
That puck never hit the ice. No stick was a little quick. It got
It's an interesting discussion, right? Because you got to be responsible for your stick. This goes right with what I was saying about the Marchessault thing.
One shot on goal.
Marchessault, that's
Goals
negligent.
are in, and
I know he's still going for the puck, but it's not a shot.
blue line, and Pietrangelo
If you're
down,
Pietrangelo,
taken away by Gallagher.
your argument is going to be, listen, I was going for, oh boy,
Gallagher
Montreal on fire right now. They're mad.
sends it to the far side. Canadians in the midst of a change. Gallagher heading to the bench. Able to hold
If you're
the line.
Pietrangelo, I'm saying, listen, I was shooting the puck, which I'm allowed to do.
Colasar off the
And
boards.
I wasn't
Come out.
flailing my stick wildly. It rode up the defending player's stick.
both sides with the wraparounds, and here's
If
another
I'm Petra, I'm saying
flurry, a little
nobody
hurt,
did
his
anything
stick
wrong.
down. He isn't in a position. He still had the 5-hole open. but
Fleury's 5-hole
hard play
wide
back
open
and
for
then
business
with
there.
the body of
If I'm
Pietrangelo,
Petra, I'm saying nobody did anything wrong. I was doing my job as the attacking
Rudy's
player
response to that didn't seem
and
like a
shooting the
typical
puck. Kotkaniemi was doing his
get
job
down and get the stick
by
down
having his
so
stick on the ice
down
trying to
the
prevent me from attacking. An accident happened,
Nick Waugh on this face-off.
and if I'm Petro, I say, why am I getting a penalty?
Only 2 French
It's not even negligence.
have scored overtime goals in the playoffs.
Marchessault's on Perry is negligence to me.
René Robert in 1973 for Buffalo.
Can't swing your stick like a baseball bat.
Here's Kotkaniemi.
Oh, Paul Byron!
Big stop there by
Closes the
Corey.
5-hole.
Cleared with Anderson in the neighborhood.
Man, Paul Byron,
There's a save
he does
on
not
the
score often, but when he does, it is a work of art.
Closing the legs quickly as Byron had speed to the outside underneath, tried to go 5-hole.
This third line for Montreal.
I am dying to see what the chat is saying about that non-call.
Petrie steps
You wonder if the makeup call's coming, but is there anything to make up?
centers. Left in
You know, you're saying call the rule book.
Take it away.
Well, rule book, I suppose.
To the right side, and
If it's on a follow through, it's okay.
Deep in the zone was Petrie, who advanced, and now he'll retreat.
I don't know if that rule should be black and white. Because if you're flailing your stick wildly, even on a follow through, I think you should get dinged for it. But Petro, he didn't really seem like he was trying to cleave his head open. Like he just was a follow through and a shot. His stick rode up Kotkaniemi's stick. But if I'm a Habs fan, I'm pissed. Look, I'm probably sitting there going, what's it going to take? Just put us on the power play. Seriously, what's it going to take? Put us on the power play more than once in a game. Oh, over the net. Yeah, you guys are snapping in the chat, eh? Listen, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. And, you know, my little defense of Petro there, Pietrangelo, it's just easier to say Petro, is not me defending him. I'm saying if I'm him, that's absolutely what I'm saying. Marchessault, your only defense is, well, I was going for the puck. Yeah, okay, you were going for the puck, but you smashed a dude in the face. Your stick didn't ride up his. Pietrangelo was like, I was just going for a shot. God, Carey Price is cool as a cucumber. Do you see what I mean? The difference stylistically between him and Fleury. Rob, are you happy for Luke Schenn becoming a two-time Cup champion this year? Or did you not like him? Well, first of all, hold your horses. He's a one-time Stanley Cup champion, and Tampa is still a win away from the Cup final and 5 away from the Cup. So let's calm down. I am happy for Luke Schenn because he's had a fairly ridiculous career. You could argue too much was expected of him, unfair expectations. The style of the league changed on him at the worst possible time. You know, he was kind of a big, slow defender, but still strong. And there was a time where that was a hot commodity. And he went 5th overall. Oh, here's something for Vegas. Man, how do you get nothing out of that? Anyway, he's a hot commodity at 5th overall, and it's in the middle of the league changing completely. Speaking of that draft, the next pick was Nikita Filatov. I wonder how he'd do in today's NHL. But Luke Schenn, I mean, he was washed for a while. And they score! Eric Staal! 2-0 Montreal. Did that concessions guy fall down? What happened there? The linesman? This guy? What happened? I want to see a replay of that. Stone, shenanigans behind the play. Oh, what a breakdown. And I don't think Fleury sees that. I think he gets screened by 2 of his guys. This is, boy, Vegas does not look good in their own end at all, and that's supposed to be their bread and butter. And Montreal, if I had to give them a one-word description, intense is there. They're a very intense team. Poised. Yes, sometimes when they have a multi-goal lead, it goes slightly awry. Not so awry that they lose the game, apparently. This series, first series. But Vegas, like, oh my God, like, look at them. They're crumbling. And Vegas only has 9 shots. Nearly halfway through the game. Don't have a stick. No, he doesn't have a glove. Go get your glove. Go get your stick. Vegas is in shambles. And this isn't the first time tonight I've said that. That was maybe a bit of a fortunate icing. Edmondson dogged it there, eh? You saw that little extra stride he took? Oh, Perry smushed. Uh-oh.
his wrist right now.
Something with his arm.
As soon as the Montreal Canadiens get in the opposite end, they just keep giving the D
And he's already got his hand taped.
all kinds of trouble. It's been a great road period.
Jonah, we just want a power play, Steve. We just want one power play, Steve. Why? You're doing so good at 5-on-5.
9 occasions in these playoffs.
Just stay that way.
Will it be enough in Game 5?
Tells you a lot about the guy between the pipes, doesn't it? When you get to
Vegas' forwards love their east-west fun, eh?
Price looks sharp here again.
Tyler Toffoli assisting on that.
Hey, what are you? You're holding his stick. God, I hate when players do that, man. Pietrangelo, who was that? Toffoli? Pietrangelo was 100% holding his stick. And now the Habs are doing it right back.
Tied up, they are untied. Toffoli bumps it.
Caulfield.
Oh,
Big stop from Fleury.
Caulfield went back to Toffoli.
Probably his biggest of the game.
And now the other way. Nick Waugh. Pietrangelo right on. But a blocker.
I swear to God, if Petro is not on the ice, nothing's happening for Vegas.
Pietrangelo, he almost lost
If
his
they
balance.
get out of this series
Cost him a goal, then he jumps
and
up
somehow win the cup,
and joins the rush and almost gets
I
it
mean,
together.
that's based on what I've seen. That's your Conn Smythe winner. What happened there? Oh, okay. I was like, we got a high stick.
Pietrangelo getting off the ice. Here's the battle down low. You got no call.
It was
either way.
Toffoli, yeah.
Holding on both sides. Now the
What?
helmet comes off.
That's ridiculous!
Takes some time to get it, and then you get a nice play.
That's
Off-
ridiculous!
bounces
In front of you?
field in front to Toffoli, and there's the best save of the game.
What are we doing here, man? What are we doing here?
Here's the high stick right to the head of Waugh.
That whole exchange is Pietrangelo. Okay, he's fighting for ice with Toffoli. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Holding the stick. All right, you get away with a little bit of that, but then you better knock it off. Then they both go to the ice together, and he's holding onto his leg in front of you. What are you doing? So to everyone, oh, do you think the refs are going to overcompensate? No! And like officials, not officials, sorry. Players and coaches aren't allowed to complain about this because they get fined. But based on like podcasts, like when they appear as guests, generally the retired guys, current players are a little bit more tame on shows, or tend to be. Retired guys, like, I don't know, they want this. Oh, let them play. The playoffs should be hard. It's not about the playoffs being easy. And it's not about never hitting again. Braden McNabb, that hit on Nick Suzuki early in the series. Beautiful. Beautiful. Great hit. Who was it? Romanov. Game 1, wasn't it? On Pietrangelo. Beautiful. We should all want that. No one's saying take physicality out of the game. No one's saying you can't battle in front. The cross-check conversation. I don't think people are saying you can't do the little push-off. Oh, they are getting a penalty. I just did that whole rant for nothing. Thomas, the stripes are camouflage, Steve. Man. Except I don't think it was Pietrangelo for the hold, though. It was thought I saw the high stick before we went to break. Again, I can't hear the broadcast. But yeah, those cross checks in front. Those little push-offs, I think those are still okay. But guys are driving their sticks into the spines of their opponents. It can't happen. Oh! Whoa, boy. Gustafsson very lucky there. He loses that puck. It's a breakaway. Vegas's forwards look more dangerous right now than they do 5-on-5. Oh boy, here we go. Goal! Cole Caulfield. They're not just here. They're not just staying with them. They are dominant. Out shooting. Out chancing. Up 3-0. The Montreal Canadiens, still less than halfway through regulation, look poised to take a 3-2 series lead here. What a play from Perry. Guess his arm's okay, eh?
Cole Caulfield has showed one thing. He can release the puck. There's a little talk on the
Just covered in stitches, covered in tape. Beautiful. Cole Caulfield, man. You know, I was talking about how the Habs are so poised.
And what a huge goal that is to just silence this crowd.
Like, look at that.
Further.
That's just another day. That's just Tuesday. My name's Cole.
For the rookie scoring leader in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Anderson charging after it, and Fleury plays that high off the glass. So the Canadiens
I can't believe that kid.
2 for 7 in the series, and they've got this 3-goal advantage.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say if the Habs had Cole Caulfield all season, they wouldn't have finished 18th.
Well, the veteran
Man, he's good.
is a youngster, and it's the rookie who catches the pass and expands the Canadiens'
Yeah, I saw
lead.
Wah in the penalty box. Just getting, obviously, a text from producer Drew that it was Wah in the box, not Petro. So they still didn't even call the most egregious one. Forget all that. Montreal Canadiens fans, stop asking about the refs. You don't need them. You do not need them. You're getting it from the young, Kotkaniemi, Caulfield. You're getting it from the old, Stahl. You're getting it from the heart of the team in his prime, Carey Price. Some would even argue this isn't his prime. This isn't even the best Carey Price has ever been. But I tell you what, this is the closest to the Stanley Cup final he's ever been. Habs, hold on here. They're going to be one win away from the Stanley Cup final. Watch a Habs game with Steve Dangle. May go into the next couple of weeks, folks. Click like, click subscribe. You're not going to want to miss it. Not one bit. Damien. Stone turned it over and then didn't skate back to cover Caulfield. What's wrong with him? He looks completely in his head. His body language is awful. I know he's the captain of that team. Alex Pietrangelo is playing like it. Can I throw something out there? So Vegas was up big on Vancouver. Vancouver almost has the big comeback. Game 5 lost to Vancouver. They had 1 goal. Game 6 lost to Vancouver. Shutout. Game 7, they win 3-0. But if you remember that game, I don't know if their first goal was until halfway through regulation. Against the Stars, shutout, first game. They win the second game 3-0. Third game, lose 3-2 in OT. Fourth game, 2-1 loss. And then in game 5, they lose 3-2 in OT. Got a penalty coming. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is for their last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games in the bubble.
Moments in the game, and there's another shot that, boy, Gallagher can't get out of his own way so often.
They had 3 goals twice,
Right to the front of the net.
and that was their highest total.
His arm is already up. The penalty's coming. And Theodore, another key penalty killer.
Gallagher poised,
Just a retaliation.
just everything going right for them.
Play of the game, and it was very similar to that. You wonder what the standard
Shea
was.
Theodore off for cross-checking. I was just talking about that too, wasn't I?
Canadians try to put the hammer down.
16 teams passed on Cole Caulfield.
Fired past Caulfield and down.
Man.
Of his last 7 games.
You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and say they were wrong.
On Sunday, in Montreal, he's dancing back into the Golden Knights zone. Around for Toffoli. Here's Suzuki, who's assisted on these 2 second period goals.
I want to go back and look at that draft.
Gustafsson back out to center.
So Caulfield, who only has 4 NHL goals in the regular season. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's tied for 5th in the 2019 draft class. Here comes something again.
Gustafsson to Caulfield.
Oh, I think I might have shot that there, Gus.
Alex Tuck bursting down.
Here's Tuck. Just put it on net, man. Generate something, anything.
Well, not sure.
I know it's Carey Price, but let him know there's a game being played. For goodness sake.
Forward back, and Gustafsson wasn't that quick to try to help him and give him support. So knew he'd get a
That's unbelievable. So Cole Caulfield is tied for 5th in goals for the 2019 draft class with Dylan Cousins. Dylan Cousins has played 41 games. Caulfield, 10. And that's just regular season.
Comes loose for Stone, and he'll start back 3 Golden Knights at center.
In these playoffs, that's his 3rd goal.
Unable to get that shot away, and a quick
I think
turn
8th
there.
point, unless he got one earlier today.
Over the line, it's Gallagher with
Remember when he was a scratch game 1 of the playoffs? Oh boy.
right on. and Fleury's gonna hold on to that.
Do you think Shea Weber holds up on his shot or lets up on his shot when he sees a crowd of teammates in front? He's got it, right?
He gets a little bit faster. He knows he's got a forward. Might have been able to challenge a little bit more. And Pietrangelo, in the midst of traffic, a great defensive stick there by Kotkaniemi, turns the puck going back the other way and gives the power play a chance.
Sorry, I'm being conceited right now. I saw someone tweeted a clip
In on this face-off with
from
minute remaining.
when Caulfield scored, so I had to retweet it. It's advertising. I'm doing my job. Promoting the show. Montreal's still in the power play.
Down low, it's Gallagher behind.
Their power play looks a lot better than Vegas's, to put it gently. Oh boy!
Couldn't get a point
I can't believe
towards the net.
Kotkaniemi didn't get the shot there. I guess he sort of bobbled it.
Anderson fires it wide.
Good recovery there from Anderson. They still got time.
That pass to Petrie.
Great keep from Weber.
Gallagher unable to redirect that.
They can get a shot here.
Kotkaniemi in the late stages. One shot.
They can get a shot.
Theodore's back out. Nice.
Oh, whoa!
Fired it right on, and
That's a good catch there
Fleury
from
able to
Fleury.
hold on with
Because that move from Petrie was unreal.
and
Oh my
D'Angelo
goodness.
and
Okay,
Martinez trying to
this
clear
is
the
it.
way.
This is it in a nutshell, folks. Tweet from David Amber. Cole Caulfield, 3 goals in this series. Vegas forwards, 3 goals.
And on the power play have just been out supporting the Vegas Golden Knights. And
Well, Montreal's the underdog.
passes left that creativity for Petrie.
The dudes who are supposed to score aren't.
But Fleury able to hold on and not allow a rebound.
And like, they don't look snake bitten either.
Periods of this entire series, hasn't it?
That'd be one thing, right? You're watching them, they're getting shots, they're getting chances,
Remaining.
and you go, you know, snake bitten, but they'll get it back.
Where Vegas
They'll figure it out. Regression to the mean.
Playoffs,
Nope.
22-14 in the
They don't even look
second
dangerous.
but Montreal's outscored them by 2 so far tonight in this middle frame. Now Pacioretty trying to get it to
If I
Marcus
sound
Stone.
mad,
Edmondson
it's
breaks
because
that up.
as a neutral hockey fan right now,
Looking
I feel like I'm getting ripped off. Oh! Oh my God, did he stop that? No way. Or are they going to review it? Is the net off? Yeah, I'm telling you, man. He's got it all over him. That depth guy that you need to win, he's got it all over him. Byron, again, beautiful. Plays the game so beautifully. Oh, what a stop by Fleury. Oh, what a stop by Fleury. Oh. I'm going to do the broadcaster thing. Everyone get ready for it. Remember that save.
Hey, that's a big save. Remember that one for Fleury at 3-0.
That'd be a spark.
Shots this period, 10-5 for the Habs.
As you see, 10-5 the shot advantage. Canadians here in the second. Armia back to the line. Here comes a shot. Fleury
Oh.
a piece of that. Edmondson trying to hold
Like,
his own again, and
there's no
he's able
reason to
see
think,
that wall. So
as
it's
things stand, obviously things can change. But from what we've seen out of this game so far, there's no reason to assume Vegas is going to get back in this game. They look horrible. And Montreal looks like an absolute wagon.
Pietrangelo sends it ahead at center. William Carrier's on it. Carrier with no shot.
How about this? Ooh. This is interesting. Okay, let's say the Habs win tonight. Let's say they win the series. Let's say Tampa wins their series. Then it'll be 2 consecutive years where the teams who play each other in the Stanley Cup final end up in the same division the following season. Dallas and Tampa went to the Stanley Cup final in the bubble, and they ended up in that super weird Central Division with each other. One did better than the other, obviously. Tampa in the Final Four. Dallas missed the playoffs. Put a bit of an asterisk on that. They had a tough season for a lot of reasons. And then this year, if the Stanley Cup final is Tampa-Montreal, by all accounts, it sounds like they'll be right back in their regular divisions next year, playing against each other. You're not going to see that for a very long time. Oh, producer Drew saying that the announcer said, "Remember that save," like 2 seconds after I did. I love it. I don't even have, I can't even hear it. That's amazing. I just know, man. I've been watching hockey since I was like 4. Probably before that. I just don't remember. So I know I never hashtag played the game and all that, but I know useless things about broadcast tendencies. So what now? Vegas' forwards can't do anything again.
Line shuffling hasn't really been able to come to fruition either for Pete DeBoer. As understand, I think after that first period, you mentioned the shot total.
Chad, I want your opinion. By the way, 40,000 you. Thank you for watching Watch a Habs Game with Steve Dangle. Please click like, please click subscribe. Certainly didn't expect these types of numbers for the Habs series. I'm not going to lie. When I was first approached, hey, Steve, do you want to do this? I had no hesitation. That kid's pumped. I had no hesitation from a fun standpoint. I wanted to do this. But because I'm a pretty open Leaf fan, I thought you were going to reject and hate me a lot. So thanks for being cool and for joining me on this journey. Oh, yeah, sorry. Question for the chat that I was going to get to. Is it Montreal's defense that's making Vegas's forwards look bad? Or are they just playing terribly? And I ask that question because it just doesn't seem like Montreal's had to do anything spectacular in their own end to prevent anything from Vegas. They keep, floating east-west, getting picked off, getting frustrated, go to the bench. But usually you can count on Vegas to at least play competent defense. They're not even doing that tonight. They look awful. You got to give Montreal credit. This definitely seems like their best offensive effort. They were really good game 2. Really let their foot off the pedal in the third, which they can't do this time. But gosh, they look great. They look dangerous. And Vegas, they don't look like no second place team to me. Second place in the series, maybe. But not second out of 31 teams. If they don't figure it out quick, they're going to lose this game and maybe the series. Folks, every game matters so much right now. Jamie, so much for that dominance of the West Coast, eh? Vegas is the last Western team, and they're about to be bumped. Well, first of all, Jamie, I watched the first round with the Habs. Being up 3-2, or even 3-1, guarantees you nothing. So do not make the same mistakes I did. Pretty please. Look at this stat. Look at this unbelievable effing stat on Cole Caulfield.
Probably seemed like a decade ago for him right now.
Oh my God. He's played at 4 different levels this season in a pandemic. Like, that's something I've wondered about prospects this year. Like, how do you develop in a pandemic? If you're an OHL player, how do you develop with no games? Like, if you're on like an OHL team's second line and it's your draft year, like, can you even go and play in Europe? Hi, I'd like to play professional hockey for your team, please. Okay, what are your qualifications? Well, I'm 17. Click. Like, you got to be, like, Matthews played in Switzerland. He's special. Right? Laine dominated Finland. Puljujärvi. But, like, we're talking all guys who went top 5. I think Vegas is offside here. Sure looked offside to me. And again, what did they do? What did they do there? They're trash. They're playing like absolute trash. You're lucky to get the offensive zone face-off. It's the only way you're going to end up there for any extended period of time. Forwards this series. Look at all those zeros. Oh my God. Their third line's the only line that's done anything. Oh my. Stevenson's the only one who gets a pass. He was hurt. Oh my God, they're being so let down. Kid, turn around and watch the ice. You see that kid on the stairs? Oh. 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 Now, so they had the face-off. Are you going to be able to get any time here? That's a good keep. And it's gone. Unless it's an offensive zone draw and you win it, I'm not sure how Vegas is going to generate offense. Pete DeBoer has got a lot of work to do. Keep in mind, whoa, Stevenson, that's a penalty. Maybe even a penalty shot. Probably not. I'd have to see it again. But he was about to be away. That's at very least a hole. I'm going to have a blueberry and hopefully not choke. Yeah, I don't know if that's enough for a penalty shot. But it's... that's close, man. They're not going to call it. No way. Still, even though Montreal's penalty kill is very good, losing Shea Weber's not nothing. And holy smokes, a Vegas forward did anything. What do you mean skating that way works? And not just skating along the blue line? Again, Pietrangelo is just holding this team together with duct tape. If Vegas doesn't score here, they're going to need a miracle in the third. They got what they wanted there. No execution there from Carlson. You know how there was that one really good fake goal? Montreal clears it. There was that one really good fake goal. I think it was from game 1. I think it was Martinez fakes and sends it to Theodore. Yeah, if you see Pietrangelo wind up, he's not faking. He's shooting, man. Oh my God, they look terrible. I'm getting annoyed as a neutral fan. Because the Islanders were supposed to be the ones making this boring. But they're good boring. You can be good boring because it's justifiable. You can't be bad boring. Vegas is bad boring right now.
15 games for
Which, by the way, is just bad.
the Montreal Canadiens.
Back in they come. Riley Smith charges after.
Less than 30
it.
seconds to go here.
Back to the line, Theodore Kraft. Martinez right on.
This power play has been good by Vegas standards, which should tell you everything you need to know about this game.
Once again, if you're going to give up something, you want to keep it to the outside, and that was one. No traffic.
Souk asks, how did they beat Colorado? And great question.
9 seconds of the power play. Final minute of the second period. Off the skate.
And like they have home ice advantage. They don't even have their... Oh! Oh! Oh, you got to score there. Nothing. Riley Smith, little business behind the play. Marc-Andre Fleury's an absolute Tasmanian devil.
Fleury at the other end is
This is the most life we've seen from Vegas all night.
Nicholas Waugh. Across, a centering play knocked away by Petrie with under a half minute to go. 3 shots on the
Yo,
power play
can
for
we
Vegas.
pour one out
They have eased in the period 5 with the man
for
advantage.
everyone who picked up Vegas guys in their fantasy?
Petrie
Unless they were defensemen, then you're cool.
going down.
But like these guys could win the cup and you're gonna lose your fantasy. You could have loaded up on Golden Knight forwards.
Waugh bounces
They could win the cup in a sweep,
Sherratt will control
and
it.
you'd still lose.
Go to the wing. Up by
And at the
3.
end of the second period, oh, DeBoer is furious.
The Golden Knights
At
looking
the
for
end of the
some sort
second
spark
period,
on the power
thanks to
play.
Goal Caulfield right
Riley
there.
Smith in tight, gets the
Oh, that's a
deflection
good tip
once,
from
the
Smith
call,
too.
patience
Oh,
once,
Price
gets the
robbing him.
record, gets the other pad behind it.
At the
Now
end of the
defense
second
coming in
period,
support. Sometimes you get
Montreal
into
leads
it.
Vegas
Go to the goal,
3
the frustration
to
begins,
nothing.
and the excellence on the penalty kill for the Montreal
If any team knows you can overcome a 3-goal deficit in a playoff game, it's Vegas. And not for the best of reasons. If you're a Vegas Golden Knights fan, Montreal is a period away from winning this game and putting themselves 1 win away from the Stanley Cup final, and Vegas fans are booing their own team. How do you get that jaded that fast? You're supposed to go in a half-century cup drought before that happens. What? Ezekiel, when will you get a Carey Price figure for your wall? So the only reason I don't have one, because I'm pretty sure they've made a bunch of different Price figures. Here, let me see. I got to move my fruit here. I'm going to show you as much of the room as I can without knocking anything over, because the computer at least spins. Okay, I got to put a bunch of crap on the floor. For those of you who don't know, I'm Steve Dangle. I have my own YouTube channel, and I make a ton here on a ton of videos, a ton of content here on the Sportsnet YouTube channel. So this is the Leaf wall that I'm showing you. Oh, that's the camera as well, by the way. That's a George Carlin book that I got in there. Ton of figures. Felix Potvin mask and everything. Brendan Gallagher figure in there. Who's that? Cournoyer. And if I keep turning it here, I got, there's Lafleur there. I got tons of players, all kinds of players. But you'll notice, boo, pick his nose, Bergeron, pick his nose. You'll notice all the figures above the figure, it's a picture of me with that person. So I've met every single player that is hanging up on this wall. There's only 2 players in this entire, like I even have a Gritty figure and I have a picture with Gritty. There's only 2 players in this entire room where I have their figure hanging up and not a picture of me with them. One is William Nylander. And it's in a scrum. I've met him. Well, no, not met him, not formally met, like handshake, but I've interviewed him at least 2 or 3 times. I just don't have a picture with him. And the other is Austin Matthews. I have a picture with his parents. I have met Austin Matthews. I just think that picture's way cooler. So the reason, sorry, to answer your question, the reason I don't have Carey Price is I've never met him. I met Shea Weber. He's too far off camera. I don't dare turn my camera that much. There's 6 Montreal Canadiens figures hanging up in this room. Let me see if I can find them all. There's Shea Weber. There's P.K. Subban. There's Guy Lafleur. Where's Pacioretty? There's Pacioretty, so there's 4. I got Yvan Cournoyer, and in that picture is also Serge Savard. No, wrong way. There he is. And I also got Brendan Gallagher way up there, and I knocked over the microphone. And somehow the cable didn't come out. Good for me. Good for me. So we're going to take a very brief break, but obviously you're not going to want to miss the third period. Watch a Habs game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. For goodness sakes, you can go get a drink or a snack yourself. Go to the bathroom, for heaven's sake. But do not leave this window. We'll be right back. Well. Folks, watch a Habs game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle, and I am the good luck charm for this team, gosh darn it. Seriously, what game is this for me now? This is game 5, but this is only my 4th game of the series. If the Habs win, they'll be 3-1 with me watching in this series. We all know in the first round they were 4-3. 7-4. Could go 8-4. What? How can Habs fans hate me? I'm your good luck charm. Gosh darn it. Hey, Sports Interaction. We got one for the third period. By the way, Sports Interaction providing competitive odds on all sports. Sports Interaction is Canada's odds maker. 19 plus, you silly goose. And play responsibly, you even sillier goose. Montreal team total for goals, 3.5 goals. The over is minus 154. The under is plus 115. Boy, I'm of two minds here. One, in the third period of games where Montreal is a multi-goal lead, we have seen them in different series, different moments, take their foot off the gas. They're going to come out of the third period, or to start the third period, full of vim, full of gusto, and then they're going to take their foot off the gas. That's what they've done in these playoffs. However, if you've been watching Montreal and if you've been watching Vegas tonight, it's hard to imagine this game going any differently. I'm going to take the under just because that seems to be Montreal's MO. But if they get one empty netter, it's curtains. Oh, it's risky. Screw it. I changed my mind. Over. They're going to get a breakaway goal. Watch. I'm so nervous. Sports Interaction. I'm saying over. Screw it. I just explained why I was going under. Nope. Over. We're doing it. We're doing it. Andrew Leonard in for the third. What does he play center? Like Leonard could have been in net this whole time. At best, it's 0-0. They look awful. That whole team. You saw the stat. You saw everything you needed to see. Vegas has gotten 3 goals out of their forwards. Through what? Help me count, everybody. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus 2 is 14. Plus they had 2 periods of overtime, 16. 3 goals from their forwards in 16 periods. You finished second? Buddy. Hey, you want to see if I'm wearing pants? Let's play the game. Is Steve wearing pants? I want my fancy prices. There you go. Hey. Chat, I need your answers. If you don't make a prediction, then this is all just me dancing around like a buffoon. I demand to be taken seriously. Now, let me know if you think I'm wearing pants. 10, 9, 8. I'm going to walk off screen. You do the counting yourself. Like Arthur Morgan in that mission where you got to go to Sisika. What, you don't play Red Dead Redemption? Okay. No pants. And we're switching it up today. We got the Major League socks, I think it's called. Used to be Bab socks, and then they expanded. These are the first responder socks. There you go. There you go. Got to pull those up. God, don't those look great? I went with the jeans for 2 straight games, and then I decided I need to be freed. Is Steve wearing pants? No. How many of you got it right? Who do we got to talk to at Sports Interaction to make that a thing? Listen, they have odd amount of goals versus even. Why can't we have a special? Why not? Why can't we have a special Is Steve wearing pants bet? No. That's too much power for one man to have. No. Chris, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy would you be if the Habs made the Stanley Cup Finals? 6. That's a passing grade. And I'll just be blunt, and I'll tell you why. It's better for my place of work. I'm sorry. This is Canada. More Canadians want to watch Montreal make the Stanley Cup final than the Vegas Golden Knights. It's nothing against the Vegas Golden Knights. They actually play listen, if you're going to watch an American team, that's not a bad team to pick. Generally, they look awful right now. Cool fan base, cool arena, cool jerseys, usually a cool style. But I live in Canada, and the Habs play there, so that's better. It's a very business-like answer. Tim, it's going to be an Atlantic Division Stanley Cup Finals, LMFAO. What does that stand for? Is that the band? Yeah, man. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable for the second straight year. Potentially. If the Habs win this series, Tampa wins their series, it'll be a Habs-Tampa Stanley Cup Final. Wow. But for the second straight year, the two teams that face off in the Stanley Cup Final will then go on to play in the same division the next season. Tampa and Dallas played in the bubble. Then they went on to play in this weird ad hoc Central Division. And then after being separated for so long, Montreal and Tampa, they're going to play their Stanley Cup Final. Whatever happens, happens. And then next year, it sounds like they'll be back in the exact same division with the Leafs, the Panthers, two teams that both teams faced, the Bruins. Who am I missing? Sens, who had a really good season except for the first month. Detroit and the Sabres. I mean, there's lots to be excited about there. Sorry, I had to mumble those last two. Ugh. Bob, percentage chance Leonard starts game 6. $40. I'm going to say 40, but I'm also going to say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Vegas, I said this at the start of this stream, so you know I'm being honest here. At the start of the stream, I said that the better team has lost back-to-back games in this series. In Game 3, Vegas was the better team. Clearly, they lost. Game 4, Montreal was the better team. Clearly, they lost. Which means Robin Lehner won a game in which the Vegas Golden Knights were the second best team. So you start Lehner, you start Fleury. It doesn't erase the fact that Vegas looks like the second best team again. And their forwards can't do a gosh darn thing on offense. Stifled start to the third. And look at the Habs on the bench. Not a care in the world. Poise. Poise for the boys. William, on paper, these teams are very similar, but Vegas should have the edge. Is this an effort thing, Steve? No, I don't know about an effort thing. But Vegas does seem awfully down on themselves. Sometimes it's too much effort, like too quick, poorly aimed passes. What is that? Like what? They didn't practice that, I can tell you that much. And again, does Lehner or Fleury prevent any of the things that just happened? Stifled entry again.
tonight. Joel Edmondson has logged the most ice time.
Picked off again.
Montreal here tonight. Kotkaniemi, who
Marc-Andre Fleury, Robin Leonard.
Riley Smith's on the
None of them
ice.
changes the fact that Vegas has 3 goals from their forwards in 16, soon to be 17 periods of play. It's not good enough.
Kotkaniemi falls. Carlson to mark the zone. Right on and right.
It's not good enough to make the playoffs in the regular season,
Here comes Marchessault again.
let alone win a trip to the Stanley Cup final.
Kotkaniemi. And the Canadiens
Bad pass, lose possession.
Paul Byron getting to the red line.
It's not effort.
Example of one
It's,
chance and Kotkaniemi fell in the neutral zone, opened up the lane for
Not to
Marchessault.
invoke
One
this
shot,
name, but
back to
Mitch
defense
Marner,
of the ice and
when he's, it's never an effort issue with him. He's always maximum effort. He tries and he cares. So for anyone to say he doesn't try or he doesn't care is wrong and unfair. But he does too much when he's struggling. And Habs fans, I think you can agree. That's not a penalty. Habs fans, I think you can agree. As that first round series wound down, I don't think it was let's talk about how bad Vegas is.
There's still lots of work to be done, but we were saying through 40 minutes, you could make a case this has been
That's a stiff hit on Weber, geez.
of the playoffs.
And he barely looked phased.
figured was going to be really hostile.
Dude's made adamantium.
Difficult start, and
This is the weirdest pronunciation of adamantium ever.
taking it right out of the crowd's hands and
Like,
defensively.
Alec Martinez
what is that?
looks ahead for Stone, can't handle the
Stone looks
pass, turns them back.
awful.
After on the forecheck is Lehkonen.
What's happening to Vegas,
Out in
man?
center ice, pass Stevenson. Move to Lehkonen, Gallagher
In Montreal, like, look at that.
Gallagher
Crisp,
into the
clean.
zone.
Look at that. Shot on goal. Could have even waited. Had Deneau sweep in there.
Fleury will swing it around. Shane Theodore trying to catch up to that. Janmark couldn't get him.
Montreal's forwards look more dangerous in the following, or in the past 15 seconds
Janmark back to
of this period than Vegas has since the period began. And Vegas is the team down 3 goals. There you go. That little slip could be something. But what do you pass to? There's nothing there. It was close enough.
Couldn't redirect that.
I mean, by Vegas standards tonight, it's close.
Martinez, Riley Smith got away with a daring move at his own line, nearly turned it over, but here comes Marchessault.
And again, it goes with what I've been saying about Montreal. Poised. They look poised. Does Vegas look poised to you? Nope.
Dashing the other way. Smith along the board.
Which is so weird because they've been here. Oh, here we go.
Turned away, and there's Caulfield defensively.
I think one goal could potentially go straight to their legs.
Gallagher is looking to get something going offensively.
Uh,
He does a good job of keeping
Wairoba. If Corey Perry was a Pokemon, which one would he be?
Theodore
Ooh.
tried to go up and over a shoulder of Fleury. Fleury able to
Radicate.
This one shot hard to the net, but you could see
Radicate.
just a little bit too far.
And right now you're going to be like, that's salty, you're insulting him. No, he plays a rat style. Also, thing about Radicate, underrated. Oh, what a goal! Bob Ross would love that goal. That was a happy accident there from Pacioretty. He whiffs on the first attempt,
Chris, like so many others, it's off of a face-off.
recollects it, and snipes it.
He was focused on getting the shot.
And just over 4 minutes in, Vegas has something going. Anything. That's a happy accident right there. What a shot. Good Lord. And Vegas not only has a goal, but for goodness sake, they have a goal from a Vegas forward. Finally. Finally. Off an offensive zone draw. So if you're Vegas, I don't know. You're trying to get in. You're trying to get a quality chance. But that doesn't appear to be there this evening. So maybe you get to the blue line, maybe not even. You shoot it directly into Carey Price's chest, and you attack, hoping to get an offensive zone faceoff.
settle yourself if you're Montreal here and get back to the way you've been playing.
Here's Theodore sending it on.
Oh!
Good.
Hockey can change in a hurry, folks. That was almost 3-2 right there.
So maybe a storm here to be
Still
heard
less than
by the
5 minutes in.
Canadiens as Kotkaniemi sends it down the ice.
You can expect the defense jumping up whenever they get a chance. They've been so aggressive all the way through this series now.
Even though they had that nice little rush from Gallagher, you see what I'm saying, though,
The Vegas
about Montreal?
joining the run.
Petrie around and me unable to get
Like, they kind of take their foot off the gas. And we got ice.
one of those D-zone face-offs for the Canadiens.
Yeah, the faceoffs really become important, don't they? Here's Theodore does a nice job backhand forehand.
Sorry,
to the front, and
Radicate,
there's the
underrated.
traffic that for a while
And
you
I
weren't
think
seeing
you
in
can
front of
teach-
Carey Price. It creates a little bit
Can you
of
teach
havoc in
Radicate
front.
cut?
Price
No, you
didn't
can
get
teach
the save,
Radicate
but the pressure
dig.
stayed on.
Most underrated attack
Eric
in the
Staal
game.
on the face-off. Deneau lost the draw on that goal. He had won the previous 5 face-offs in the second period. Another face-off win and a shot through a screen
Ooh.
by Theodore, just off target.
Yeah, you're not going to get anything there, Montreal.
Corey Perry with
3 on 2.
and Armia.
Partial.
4 of them invade the zone in front.
Oh, Alex Pietrangelo, man.
Jumped up on the rush. He gets back into defensive posture. And now it's Pietrangelo.
He seems like the only Golden Knight who's not completely tripping over himself.
Again, Mark knocked off his stick, and here's Gallagher intercepting that, trying to get to the net with sharp ankle shot. And Fleury holds the post.
Mad scramble here.
Get it to Gallagher.
Petro to the rescue again.
Pops over the stick of Stevenson. And it's Sherratt playing it back down into the Vegas.
The Habs are playing like they got a magnetic field. There's no room.
Off the boards and out.
There's no room for Vegas to do anything. Trying to break out of their own zone, trying to get into the offensive zone.
Stick and out of play. 6:06 gone in the
They
third.
certainly look better
Max Pacioretty's
than the
got
beginning
a
of the period
3
here.
point streak and's got Vegas
Thomas,
on
the
board.
total is even now. Told ya. Told ya. Here's what you don't want. You don't want overtime. Well, I do. I want overtime for the beer. But you don't want overtime if you took the even bet with Sports Interaction. Because overtime will mean an odd number of goals. James, if you were a hockey player, what position would you be? Plug. I mean, in EASHL, I like to play defense, but I can't skate backwards, so that's not true. I can skate backwards a little. I'm getting better. Kyle, do you wish the Leafs signed Corey Perry over Wayne Simmons? So there's been a little bit of revisionist history here. Okay. Corey Perry should have been more sought after. It's not even just the Leafs, because apparently there was some interest there, I've heard. But like that dude had a hard time finding a job. Signs for Min with the Habs. Like days and days, maybe even weeks into free agency. Wayne Simmons was the first signing announced on the free agent frenzy on Sportsnet. It was Anthony Stewart had it. So that made no sense. I don't know if that was just a teams ran out of cap space and money after having such a good Stanley Cup final with Dallas. He was waived a few times. I don't think he was in the opening night lineup for the Montreal Canadiens. Or if he was scratched soon after. Wayne Simmons started the season wonderfully for the Leafs, making nearly twice as much as Corey Perry, mind you. Or about, maybe exactly. He had a wonderful start to the season, and then he fractured his wrist. Not a great injury for a net front goal scorer who fights, you know? And he was building up chemistry, and he never really got it back. So it's super easy to look at what's going on now and say, oh yeah, Corey Perry, but got to remember some context there. I will say this, not knocking Simmons at all, but Perry is absolutely a playoff performer. And I mean, good Lord, what do the Leafs need more than that? Montreal did very well there. Perry, also 3 years older than Simmons. Which, I mean, is a consideration. Especially when you got Spezza and you're thinking of signing a 41-year-old Joe Thornton, which they did. Carey Price, see? Swallows it up. Now you get the offensive zone draw. I think we found the game plan for the third. Michael, will the refs give Vegas a power play here to try and get them back into it? Don't be salty! Oh, Alex Tuck getting looked at there. Don't be salty. How dare you? Well, here's the thing, though. If Montreal continues to... Holding the stick. If Montreal continues to take their foot off the gas, do the crawl into a shell technique like they've done a lot in these playoffs when they're up by multiple goals, they leave themselves susceptible to penalties by never having the puck. That's a good pass there from Vegas, and they get picked off again. Oh, it's... Nope, no call. Wow. And he's saying, where's my stick? James, thoughts on Barzal's $5,000 fine? Do you think do you think they need to raise the maximum fine this summer? Here's the problem. You got to put that in the CBA. Oh, Gallagher's doing some chatting. You got to put that in the CBA. Oh, that's absolutely... You know what? That is a slash. That is a slash. I thought he just knocked the stick out of his hand. I didn't see he broke it. Who's he talking to here? Loves talking. Ignoring him. Where was I going with that? What was the question? Sorry, that threw me off. Oh, Barzal. Oh, yeah. Sorry. The NHLPA is not going to be like, hey, we need to be fined more. $5,000. No, we want to be fined $20,000 whenever we do something bad. After all, we're millionaires. They're just not going to do that. So, should they raise the fines? Yeah. Are they gonna? No. And it's the player's fault. I don't really think it's got anything to do with the league. If you want to cut down on, you know, what Barzal did, or anything else that's been fined this season, you know the solution. It's suspensions. But they don't really want to do that either. So. One of the considerations with suspensions is it's like a punishment for the fans, too. So, like, let's say it's a packed barn in Winnipeg, right? Mark Scheifele did a bad thing, we can all agree, against Jake Evans. But if I'm a Winnipeg Jets fan, I'm like, dude, now I don't get to watch Mark Scheifele. I paid all this money. I came to see him. Well, Vegas might have something going here. I'm not saying he didn't deserve it, but I'm saying that does go into the NHL's thinking, I think. They're trying to run a business. But player safety should be paramount there, and it's another icing. Offensive zone draw. Those are some long, heavy breaths. Oh, did Kotkaniemi get it in the hand there? How many shot attempts does Petro get in a game? TB7, Steve, if you could time travel and relive any Stanley Cup Finals series, which one would you go and see? Ooh. I'll answer that after we're done here, because Vegas is swarming. Marchessault was trying to communicate something there. He's saying it hit the mesh.
I don't know if he was thinking that it went out clear and wanted a penalty, but the reaction ends up...
I think I said something to this effect last stream. The Sea of Red, Jerome McGinley, I don't know why I remember that 2004 Stanley Cup final with such fondness, but that Flames team and Jerome McGinley specifically, Mickey Kiprusoff too, Martin Jalina, man, that team grew on me. It'd be cool to be part of the Sea of Red. Oh, that's just a good hard check in front of the net. I don't see a problem there.
Just in play there, instead of getting the one-timer that Byron blocked before, they did the bounce-back pass and got a good chance on it. Riley Smith centering pass picked off by Suzuki, and he'll flip it away.
Oh, pretty fortunate to get away with that. Oh, Toffoli would have moved. Riley Smith. Riley Smith's another guy who seems to have the puck a decent amount. Holy Toledo. It's close to too many men. Seems to have the puck a decent amount, but what's happened off the end of his stick? You definitely see what I mean about Montreal taking their foot off the gas, though, eh? Like, this is Vegas playing better, for sure, but I think Montreal's kind of allowing them. They're allowing them back in this game. They've done it to Vegas already, the series. They did it to Toronto twice. And amazingly, it hasn't really bit them. I mean, nice to have a 3-goal lead. Hey, well, it's 2 goals now. Hey, this is Watch a Habs Game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Please click like. It would mean a lot to me. And my mom. My mom says you have to click like. She does. Click subscribe. Tell all your friends. We're winding down here. And what else are your friends doing? It's a Tuesday and it's 11:30 and they're still awake? Oh, I gotta go to bed. Shut up. You're still awake now. Watch the rest of the stream with me and with you. That way you can chat about it. You can chat about it in the chat. Watch a Habs Game with Steve Dangle. Frisky Kitty says, how early does Vegas need a second goal here? See, you know what? That is a question from someone who's roughly my age. Guaranteed. And here's how I know that. You used to need to consider that. You used to need to consider that, like in the dead puck era in the 90s. Man, there's 10 minutes left in this game. If we don't get a goal by the 6-minute mark, 10 minutes left in this game, we're down by 2. I mean, even that is usually curtains. But if we don't get a goal by like the 6-minute mark, we're toast. That used to be a thing. I've watched 3-goal leads evaporate in 3 minutes. I've watched it evaporate in less. I don't care if it's Carey Price in net. It's hockey. It happens. So how early does Vegas need one? Whenever they get it. How about before a minute left? Joey, Steve, if you had to buy a current Habs jersey, who would you buy and why? I think I've said this. I feel like I've said this already in previous streams. Brendan Gallagher. Just really love that player. If Shea Weber were to retire tomorrow because he wants to be a pro Fortnite player or whatever, I think Brendan Gallagher is the logical choice for captain. Sorry, I was so thrown off by the way Leonard's wearing his mask. He looks like the Lorax. Right? You see it. 9 minutes to go. Ah, you're offside, bud. I thought they were offside.
Stevenson sends it across. Martinez has got it down the near side. Swings it into the...
I want to read your questions, but Vegas might have something here. Oop. That's not a cross check. That's a shove. The shoves are fine. I don't think anyone should have any problem with the shoves. The push-off is fine. The impact. No. No good. No bueno. No thank you.
The Canadians get it back and get it away to the Golden Knights line.
Alex Pietrangelo is going to play 61 minutes of regulation out of 60. He really is far and away the best Golden Knight tonight.
it's the interview that has social media buzzing. A Canadian exclusive. Post Malone.
Why does that guy look so upset?
Your
Your team's winning.
Tattoos, hockey, exercise, just about anything else that comes to mind. You won't
Nightmare.
miss it. Catch it
Does
exclusively
the
on
will to
Sportsnet
win
YouTube
outweigh
channel,
talent in the NHL playoffs?
youtube.com/Sportsnet.
Nah. I think that's lazy. I think we get fed that romantic stuff. And, I mean, you got to be willing to do stuff the other guys won't do. Buy-in's got to be part of it. Tenacity.
12th of 15 in the face-off circle tonight.
But to say that, I think, would be discrediting the talent that Montreal is putting on display here. Defensively, I mean, Carey Price is talented, is he not? Goaltending talent, still talent. What their forwards are doing, the execution of their systems. Like the Islanders, you know, who seem to be the poster boys of all this, you can look at them and call them boring. And maybe individually, their players are less talented than the players on other teams. Except for Matt Barzal. But it takes talent to execute the way they do. And it takes talent to do what Montreal's doing. The Buffalo Sabres, if you just plunk them... Oh my God! Nick Suzuki is made of metal. How is he up right now? Oh, did he get smashed? I don't even remember what I was talking about. Something about the Sabres. Who cares? Wow. Oh, what a stop by Price! Unbelievable. Oh, we're going to get some chippy stuff after that.
There's the down low cycle that
I cannot believe a bunch of the stuff I just saw. Oh, this guy, I know why he's sad. He's talking mad crap in the stands. Oh, Riley Smith! Oh, he botched it. There was space. Oh, horrible shot. Oh, wonderful pass. Horrible shot. I want to see that hit on Suzuki again. My God.
That allows the rebound to be controlled in front, and he dives out.
He knows. He knows. Oh. Carey Price allowed 2 goals or less in 6 of last 7 games. Is that good? Offensive zone draw, but Montreal wins, and they clear it.
7 minutes to go, and this will bounce right down on Fleury, who sends it away from the onrushing Armia.
How many people have had a cardiac episode tonight because of Marc-Andre Fleury's playing the puck? Like, and that's going to be ice. See what I mean? I'm not wrong about what's going on here. I'm correctly explaining what's going on here. Will it work? Kevin, it's 1 a.m. in Newfoundland, but I had to watch this. Yes, bye!
Forced to take this one on his weak side.
I missed the block.
And the Canadians get a winger win out of that. Sherratt flipping
No, not the wrestler, Jabroni. Talk about Newfoundland.
Stevenson setting it up.
Got screeched in.
Theodore together, their top 2 offensive defensemen.
They have good beer, good local beer.
Some offense here. Petrangelo in. Stevenson to the net.
I like that shot. It's a cheeky little shot. Didn't work, but it's cheeky.
Looking for Price to sneak off the post a little bit. It looked like there was going to be a pass across.
James, if the Habs make the final, who do you think they'd match up better against? Ooh! I'm going to say the Islanders. I think it'd be a really interesting matchup because their game plan has been kind of similar. Oh! Is that going to be a penalty? No, it is not. In real time, I didn't think it was, but could have been a hold there that brought him down. Might get a replay. Anyway, I'd say the Islanders. And here's the thing. Even if you think the Islanders might execute better than Montreal, because, I mean, they've been doing this for longer. Made the Final Four last year, all that. They got some great goalies. They don't got Carey Price. So even if you think the Islanders might be a little bit more crisp, they don't got Carey Price. Behind all that, less than 5 minutes to go. Vegas down 2 goals. They've been sniffing. They've been getting chances. I would not be stunned to see them get at least one more. Will it be enough to force overtime? I'm not sure what McNabb was going for there. Just get rid of it, I guess. Armia, dogged effort. Perry, dogged effort. Good breakout, though, for the Golden Knights. Boy, they don't know how to answer the zone off the rush, man. Not against these guys. That's a nice little time waste. That's a great depth shift.
As the clock rolls in the third. Sent in by
4 minutes to go.
around for Edmondson.
Montreal gets it out again. That's all they're going to be doing for the rest of the game.
Pops over the stick of Theodore.
Very close to too many men there.
Now ahead, and Alex Tuch's going to wind it up.
Clogging up the middle with speed. Really hard to get past. Is that ice? Yes, it is. I have a tweet that I've had up forever and just haven't gotten around to reading it. From Sean Fitzgerald. Cole Caulfield, born January 2nd, 2001, scores with an assist from Corey Perry, drafted June 21st, 2003. Wow. Holy crap. 3:47 to go. Habs up 3-1. Still leading in the shot category, by the way, 25-24. I don't think that's a call. One thing you don't want to have happen, like, listen, the officiating's been garbage. But you don't want every time a guy falls down to go, hey, what is that? I don't know, it's a battle. Chill. Punch in the face? Yes, I'm with you. Down 2 goals, when does Fleury head to the bench? If I remember correctly, I don't think Vegas typically pulls very early. Oh, wow. All right, he's already gone. Up and over, but I think they'll get the offensive zone draw.
Marc-Andre Fleury on the Vegas bench.
Alex Pietrangelo, with what I assume is his 30th shot attempt of the night.
Stands his ground, gets the glove up, and gets a piece of it to not allow it to get in.
It's not a yawn. Guys, it is 11:38 Eastern, and I have a baby. It's his birthday today. First birthday. I think I showed you that earlier in the stream. Hey, Leo. Happy birthday to you. He has exactly 6 teeth. And that number will grow. And he will be upset about it, and I won't blame him. Nick, is this the last we've seen of Fleury in Vegas? Whoa, there, hot takes. Okay. How do I put this? The amount of money Montreal has spent on goaltending this year, and will probably spend next year unless Vegas takes Jake Allen from them. Not Vegas, sorry, Seattle. It's a questionable strategy. They finished 18th in the regular season. Didn't exactly make the playoffs comfortably, but look at them. They're less than 3 minutes away from being 1 game away from the Stanley Cup final, so it's working. But it's Carey Price. I think it's a unique situation, and I know Fleury's been great, but right now they got a guy over 30, guy over 35 actually, making 7 mil, and you got Leonard making 5 as basically your backup, even as a tandem, even as like a premium tandem. Ooh, that's a lot of money to spend on those guys, and you can get value. You're telling me nobody wants either of those guys? Come on, I don't think I believe that. I don't think I believe that at all. And I was listening to 31 Thoughts, and they're talking about, you know, Vegas could lose Alec Martinez in the offseason. Well, I have an idea for a way you could keep him. 2:46 to go. Vegas down 2, Montreal up 2. That's how numbers work. Mark Stone. It'd be nice for Vegas if you did anything in this series. Go get it and do a thing with it. 2:28 to go. He loses it. Vegas can't hold the line, and they got to go fish. No ice. Alex Pietrangelo, stop me if you've heard this before, has the puck, dumps it in. Stone. So many times tonight, Vegas has made passes to teammates who have no idea the pass is coming. And they're fast passes too. Like, you got no shot. You don't even have time to adapt. Montreal almost doesn't get the clear, but they get it there. Ice. Minute 46. Remember, I told you my magic number is a minute. If they don't get one before a minute, curtains. ZEMVK. People complaining about the time. It's 5:40 a.m. for me here in Germany. Whoa. Guten Tag, my friend.
10-6 on defensive zone faceoffs in this game. Beaten there, and Theodore's shot goes wide. Riley Smith steps up.
Point shots are never a bad idea. IMO. Oh, that's a good little tip. That's a good pass there from Stevenson. Oh, is this going to go in? No, it doesn't look like it. Ice. Minute 26. If I'm Pete DeBoer, I'm getting on them about the clock every whistle. Actually, it should be a minute 27. Oh, you know what? Weber got a piece of that. Almost knocked it into his own net in the process. That's basically a Carey Price stop on Shea Weber. But if he doesn't get a stick on it, whoever that Vegas attacker was probably gets a better shot. Who knows? Carlson, big face-off win. Surely. I'll wait for after. Remind me that I said Shirley. This will be it. Nick Suzuki ices it. Showing off to the fans, and why not, kid? Why not? Uh-oh, we have an odd number of goals. Go on, get another one. 4-1 Montreal. Oh, baby. Oh, boy, who was that who took a spill into the bench? Nick Suzuki left no doubt there. Oh, Marchessault wanted to clock him there, you can see.
To their feet. What a quiet building it's been, but it's been
Kotkaniemi and his son, Cole Caulfield, celebrating Father's Day. Okay, so what I was going to say, surely Mark Stone, the captain of the Vegas Golden Knights, making over $9 million, has a bigger role on this team than dude who digs the puck from behind the net in the offensive zone. What a brutal game, brutal series this dude's having. That whole line. The only goal Vegas has tonight is off a really good Max Pacioretty shot, and he whiffed on the initial one. That's going to be ice. 46.5 seconds left. This game's over, baby. Dylan, we're up 2, and I'm still nervous. Is that normal? Okay, I guess that question's old. You still nervous there, Dylan? I don't think so, bud. Congratulations, my friend. Your team is 1 game away from the Stanley Cup final.
No question about that. Straight down the middle tonight as well. Can
you imagine Carey Price gives up 3 goals in 46.5 seconds? No, I cannot.
45 seconds remaining.
We'll maybe do a couple questions after the game. We're winding down here, offside, 34.5 seconds left.
Well, for Pete DeBoer, his team
Does Vegas look like a team that believes?
Offensively, right from the get-go. You know what's waiting back in Montreal. We talked about the travel. How much of an effect will that have on both these teams? But the team that needs to win has to find a way to solve.
Habs Twitter is a delight right now. The chat is a delight right now. Montreal less than 30 seconds away from being a game away in the Stanley Cup final. And Vegas has one job here in the final 20 seconds. Just abuse the Habs. We all know they're digging for the puck there, but they don't actually have any interest in the puck. Are they seriously? Nosik's not wrong. He's like, dude, what are we doing here? Game's over. Game is over. What a performance from start to finish from the Montreal Canadiens. Vegas looking disjointed all night long, and that leads to them looking dejected. Montreal looking supremely unbothered, and they're about to head back to Montreal with a chance to punch their ticket to the Stanley Cup final in front of home fans. Absolutely spectacular from the Montreal Canadiens. Do you believe it? Doesn't matter. They do. What a performance. Dave, as a Vegas fan, do you think we can come back and win this series? We never do well in these situations in the playoffs. Yeah, so I was sort of talking about that, looking back to last year. Had a hell of a time closing out Vancouver. Thatcher Demko was amazing, sure, but still had a hell of a time closing out Vancouver. Couldn't get any offense versus Dallas. Can't get any offense in this series. Barely making Carey Price work, although they're showing a pack of his saves right here. That's light work, Carey Price. Light work. If I'm being honest, listen, it's the Vegas Golden Knights. They finished second in the NHL for a reason. Yes, I can see them getting back in this series. I can see them winning Game 6 and even Game 7 and going to the Stanley Cup final. It's Vegas. They're good. But if you're asking me, based on their performance in Game 5, if I think they can do it, absolutely not. Montreal look good. Granted, they look good. It's the Final Four. There are no bad teams. Vegas couldn't pass. Vegas couldn't break out with anything dangerous. Vegas couldn't keep the puck off Montreal in the neutral zone. Vegas couldn't cross the offensive blue line. Vegas couldn't hold the offensive blue line. They looked awful. And now through, 17 periods now? More? We're in the teens. We're at almost 20 periods of play, and they got 4 goals from their forwards. Max Pacioretty's goal allowed Vegas's forwards to have more goals than Caulfield this series by 1. That's how you lose, man. That's how you lose. They're brutal right now. Ethan, how's Adam going to spin this one? Listen, if I know my buddy Adam, he ain't. Sorry. I don't blame him for thinking that heading into the series. I don't blame him for thinking that after Montreal gets 1. It's the playoffs. It's hard to get a sweep. At this point, I have no idea how you're not a believer in the Montreal Canadiens. One more question. Tell Steve Game 6 is on St. Jean-Baptiste Day. It's a Quebec holiday. It's meant to be. Listen, you can get romantic about all that stuff. I know a lot of Habs fans love to get romantic about all that stuff. I don't think it has anything to do with that. It might be meant to be because it's actually meant to be. The Montreal Canadiens deserve to be here. And no matter what happens in Game 6 and potentially Game 7, they have earned your respect. Watch Game 6 with me. I'm that guy, Steve Dangle, Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. What time is that in other time zones? You figure it out, because it's nearly midnight for me. 8 p.m. Eastern, Thursday. The Montreal Canadiens take a 3-2 series lead over the Vegas Golden Knights and have a chance to punch their ticket to the Stanley Cup final in Montreal on Thursday. But for tonight, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Believe the hype.